Van D, a dynamic leader with decades of experience building companies and crushing sales. He's been there and done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Van D.
Inspiring audiences across the country to do it too. Here's Van.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Van D podcast. I'm super fired up today because I'm going to talk to you about something that changed my life. The majority of what I talk to you about on my podcast make a huge difference in my life. But ladies and gentlemen, what we're about to talk about, changed my life. So once in a while, I will go back and read through my past newsletters just to get me fired up. So those of you that are not subscribed to my free newsletters, they come out once a month. Please go to vandeeb.com and sign up for my newsletters. You're going to love them. They're going to keep you fired up, and you may resort back to them 10 years later like I did. So I went back to a newsletter I wrote back in February 2011, and I wrote about 7 decisions that determine personal success. This, ladies and gentlemen, changed my life. When I came across this newsletter, this topic made me smile. And it made me smile because I had just finished giving a speech about how we have to make strong affirmations and say them out loud and convince ourselves how we are at one with our affirmation. And we have to own it. We have to be passionate about it, and we have to believe it. And if you're me, you repeat it throughout the day. So I really believe that we become our thoughts. So I want to tell you about this book that I read called The Traveler's Gift. And this was back in 2011. And ladies and gentlemen, I still today use and exercise what I read to help me accomplish my goals today and to have a proper mindset. This book is called The Traveler's Gift, and it's written by Andy Andrews. A lot of you have read this, and if you haven't, go get it. Or just listen to my podcast over and over because I'm going to cover the highlights. I feel a very deep connection with Andy's story of the 7 decisions that determine success. His book is by far one of the best self-development, motivating, and inspirational books I have ever read, of course, besides Common Sense Selling and The Power of Asking. And you ask, where do you get those 2 books? Well, I say you go to vandeeb.com. Common Sense Selling and The Power of Asking. 2 more good books besides The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. So I had to give a selfish plug. I probably just messed that up. But anyway, I just plugged my books. Okay, back to it. Reading about these decisions, these 7 decisions, inspired me so much that I want to share these main points with you. So you have the ability to incorporate into your life these 7 decisions that will determine your personal success. So what I'm about to read you are just some very brief excerpts of each decision. Now, this is putting you in first position when I read these. So just know that what I'm about to tell you will put you in first position. But this is just briefly, like I said, the excerpts of the 7 decisions that will determine your personal success. Number 1, the buck stops here. I will not let my history control my destiny. I accept responsibility for my past. I am responsible for my success. My decisions have always been governed by my thinking. I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. My thoughts will be constructive, never destructive. Really pay attention to that last sentence. My thoughts will be constructive, never destructive. And if your mind sometimes goes to the negative, just keep stopping it and return it back to being constructive. Number 2 of the 7 decisions that will determine your personal success. I will seek wisdom. I will train my eyes and ears to read and listen to books and recordings like Van Diep's podcast that bring positive changes. I will read and listen only to what increases my belief in me and my future. I will choose to associate with people whose lives and lifestyles I admire. I will listen to the counsel of those who are wise. By learning from other people's wisdom, I add their knowledge and experience to my own and dramatically increase my success. I will not look for someone to open my door. Instead, I will seek to open the door for someone else. Ladies and gentlemen, number 2, that was I will seek wisdom. Number 3, I am a person of action. I am a person of action. I will create a new future by creating a new me. I inspire others with my activity. I am a leader. Knowing that laziness is a sin. Wouldn't you like to look at that way? Consider being lazy a sin. Build that in your brain, that if you're lazy, you're being a sinner. Tell you what, that'll get you on the straight and narrow pretty quick. I will create a habit of lively behavior. I will walk with a spring in my step and a smile on my face. My activity will create a wave of success for the people who follow me. As a leader, I have the ability to encourage and inspire others to greatness. I do not fear failure because failure exists only for the person who quits. I do not quit. I am courageous. I am a leader. I seize the moment. I choose now. So that was number 3 of the 7 decisions to determine personal success. I am a person of action. Listen to this over and over and over again, ladies and gentlemen. Number 4, I have a decided heart. I have a decided heart. I am passionate about my vision for the future. The power to control my direction belongs to me. Today, I will begin to exercise that power. I will awaken every morning with an excitement about the new day and its opportunities for growth and change. Yes, I have a dream. It's a great dream. My hopes, my passions, my visions for the future are my very existence. A person without a dream never had a dream come true. My course has been charted and my destiny is assured. Wow, how impactful is that? Number 4, I have a decided heart. Number 5. Now listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Number 5, today I will choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice. Amen to that. Happiness is a choice. I am enthusiastic about each day. I am alert to its possibilities. I will become the master of my emotions. I will greet each day with laughter. I know that enthusiasm is the fuel that moves the world. The world belongs to the enthusiastic. For people will follow them anywhere. Think about that. People that are enthusiastic about what they do for a living, aren't you going to want to listen to them and be in their camp? My smile has become my calling card. I'm going to repeat that. My smile has become my calling card. It is, after all, the most important weapon I possess. I am the possessor of a grateful spirit. Now see, just reading this gets me all jacked up. Why? Because everybody on the planet is on a level playing field if they choose to do this. We have the ability to do every one of these 7 habits that will determine our personal success. So number 5, listen to it again. Today I will choose to be happy. Number 6, as I take a break for a sip of coffee, which I'm sure I didn't have to tell you that, but I did anyway. I want you to know what I'm doing. Okay, number 6, I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I want to repeat that. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. By the act of forgiving, I am no longer consumed by unproductive thoughts. I will forgive those who have criticized me unjustly. In my case, that takes a long time. I now understand that forgiveness has value only when it's given away. I forgive their lack of vision. I forge ahead. I know that criticism is part of the price paid for leaping past mediocrity. I mean that. I know that criticism is part of the price paid for leaping past mediocrity. What that says is jealousy. You got a great mindset. You're working your tail off. You're happy. You're going to have criticism. And maybe by your own family, but that's too bad. I will forgive those who don't ask for forgiveness. From this day forward, my history will cease to control my destiny. I have forgiven myself. My life has just begun. I want to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of the speeches I give and a lot of the consulting I do, people struggle with this because people want everybody to love them. Well, guess what? If you choose not to be average, that ain't going to happen. People are not all going to love you when you choose to fulfill all your God-given talents. You want to be better than average, you're going to lose some people along the way because they don't want to see you happy. So maybe you need to listen to this again. Number 6, I will greet this day with the forgiving spirit. Last but not least of the 7 decisions that determine personal success, number 7 is I will persist without exception. I will persist without exception. I possess the greatest power ever bestowed upon mankind. Now say this out loud. Just say it for the heck of it. That kind of gave me chills. Let's say it together. I possess the greatest power ever bestowed upon mankind. Think about that. I hold fast to my dreams. I stay the course. I do not quit. I acknowledge that most people quit when exhaustion sets in, but I am not most people. I am stronger than most people. Average people compare themselves with other people, and that is why they remain average. I'm going to repeat that. Average people compare themselves with other people, and that is why they remain average. I compare myself to my potential. I am not average. I see exhaustion as a precursor to victory. By persisting without exception, my outcome, my success is assured. Once again, by persisting without exception, my outcome and my success is assured. What do you think of that? What do you think of all 7 of these decisions, especially the last one? I will persist without exception. I'm only sharing this with all of you because you have this ability. You have this ability. It is my wish that you have gained something positive and productive from listening to these 7 decisions. Once again, I want to give credit where credit is due. This book was written by Andy Andrews, and it's called The Traveler's Gift. Those of you that have listened to my podcasts and read my newsletters the last 15 years know, oh gosh, I think we're going on 20 years. I strongly believe that there is nothing you can't do if you have the proper mindset and conviction. Say it out loud to yourself. I strongly believe that there is nothing I can't do with a proper mindset and conviction. I want to go through these one more time with you, and I want you to go back and listen to this again. The buck stops here. I will seek wisdom. I am a person of action. I have a decided heart. Today I will choose to be happy. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. I will persist without exception. I love these 7 decisions. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you to hire me to speak to your organization, your company, or your next event, and let me help you with this mindset. It will change your life. I assure you. We have a workshop or a discussion about this. This will change your life. But for the meantime, I want to tell you how grateful I am that you listen to my podcast. I don't take for granted that you take time out of your day to spend time with me. It means a ton to me. So I'm going to ask you to rate, review, and subscribe to my podcast because I want to see you live the best life possible, just like I am. And you know what? I'm no different than you are. I had to incorporate this mindset, and we have to continue to incorporate this mindset. So please keep listening to my podcast. I'm super grateful for you. Make today a great day. Thank you.
A Parkville Media Production.